Welcome to Soft Launch and bienvenidos as well.
What's that mean?
I learned a new word for just today. Today is Sunday, June the 11th. It is the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and we are celebrating by staying inside. Because
we don't want to be associated with those motherfuckers.
Yo, chill out. Coming in racist quick, you know what I'm saying? But nah, the parade is a lot. I think I went once when I was a child. Never. But it is a lot. It's hectic. The festival the day before.
I did the festival before. Yeah, well, we had no time yesterday. One thing about us.
It was a long day.
But I have done the festival. Food's good. It's just a fun time. The festival's like actually fun. Parades, not fun.
Yeah, I don't like, even when I've been to like a championship parade, like when the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, was that?
I had fun because I was with my people and it was ridiculous, but like it was a lot. I was exhausted.
Yeah, and it's also just like you're I don't know. But one thing about me, I love the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh yeah, you like to watch it though. Would you go?
Would I? Of course, I've gone a million times.
Oh, that's so stupid.
I went recently. The coldest winter on record. I mean, coldest winter. The coldest Thanksgiving on record was like 2019 or 2018.
And you was at the parade?
Absolutely. Me, Amanda, and Isabel, and we were on. We were sitting on the bleachers. Usually you're in the street, and the bleachers were so cold that it was like to the bone.
So why would you rather go to the Thanksgiving parade than the Puerto
Because you know
Rican
me
Day
in a
parade?
holiday.
Yeah.
Because I need to see Santa Claus at the end.
That you went to the Thanksgiving parade to see Santa Claus?
Okay, that's how I know you don't. You've never.
I don't. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying. Do you even watch the whole idea of?
Do I even watch the parade? No, I don't watch the parade. No.
Don't speak like that in this house.
No,
that's what you're not going to do.
Because you're making it seem like I'm like, you don't watch the thing. No.
What are you, dead inside?
Yeah, nobody watches the parade.
Okay.
That's a middle America.
Then I'm a nobody. Absolutely not. Well, first of all, my whole family wake up early and we watch it. And then we watch the dog show after, which... Don't even. This motherfucker acts like he doesn't know who the fuck he is. Because one thing about you watched
Thanksgiving. There's football and shit on. I'm not gonna watch the parade. The dog show we watched, that was fun.
And you watched some of the Thanksgiving Day Parade with me as well.
No, I did not.
Okay, so then you sat on this couch with your eyes closed.
Yep, I didn't watch a single second in protest.
Anyway, the best part about the Thanksgiving Day Parade is the Santa Claus at the end. He's coming to town, and it's the best. It's the same guy, and he always goes like this.
Damn, son.
And it's great. So we went. We saw it. We saw Diana Ross. She looked at us. By the way, me and Amanda and Isabel were like, what the fuck?
And
we were so excited.
Didn't she pass away, Diana Ross? Or is she still alive?
You are coming in.
Didn't she?
No, Diana Ross is absolutely still alive.
Somebody important passed away recently.
Not Diana Ross. Tina Turner?
Oh, that's different.
Oh my God, now you're getting your black women confused.
Damn.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Tina Turner.
Yeah. No, Diana Ross is very much still alive and kicking. But yeah, it's a fun time. John Legend was there. He also looked at us. It was a fun time. I used to go when I was a kid to the Thanksgiving Day Parade. My mom's sister used to take us, and we didn't have like bleacher seats. We would just like sit in the thing, and like the Yankees were there because they would win the World Series, and that was fun. So much fun.
Yeah, but
one thing about us, we're gonna go.
No, absolutely not.
Stay tuned.
No, I'll guarantee on this podcast, you will not see me at the Thanksgiving Day Parade before you ever see me at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Okay. No shot, 0% chance.
This is the same guy who said he wouldn't eat beets.
I am a man.
This is the same guy who said I don't like beets.
Well, you're going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to drug me and drag me to the Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'm not going to go to the Thanksgiving Day Parade when you're so staunchly opposed to the Puerto. Now out of principle.
I'm not against the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
You're staunchly opposed.
It's just not the same. It's not the same. There's not floats in the air. Like, are you kidding?
There's floats.
Not the same. Not the same.
There's floats.
You would love the Thanksgiving Day Parade. There's anime
cold.
characters in the air, and they're huge, and it's fun. Watch one thing about us when we are doing our Sunday after Thanksgiving podcast or Saturday after Thanksgiving podcast. He's gonna be like, Thanksgiving Day Parade was kind of lit.
I can guaranteed I will not be at the Thanksgiving Day Parade. You can take that to the bank, put all the money on the money line. I will not be at the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Same thing like you said about Coney Island and all these other things. Anyway.
Well, then you're going to have to do the same thing you did at Coney Island to get me to Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I will be arrested. There's your children around.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I don't love parades, though, in general. Thanksgiving is the only one I like because it's, like, fun because there's, like, floaty things in the air. What are those called? Balloons. But everything, all the other ones, I'm just like, you're looking, I don't care. I don't care about parades. Any of them.
It sounds like you care so much about
No, I care about the Thanksgiving Day Parade because it's fun.
That's not even your favorite holiday.
It's one of them.
How many do you have?
I mean, it's leading into Christmas, so it is. You know, after you get that day out of the way, it's like, okay, now I can actually live the life I'm meant to live.
I think it's weird to celebrate Thanksgiving like the way that America wants you to.
Okay, sure.
I don't know why we started so combatively. You can tell we had a long ass day yesterday, and we haven't reconciled emotionally.
Oh my, we are just exhausted. We're not drinking today. I wanted to drink coffee, but we didn't have time.
Yeah, we didn't even.
I've already had my coffee for the day. Don't be crazy, but I wanted another cup.
We didn't even bring seltzers on the podcast because
I have to drink water. Yeah. So yesterday, well, I guess we'll just start to one thing about we. So one thing about we is that we had our first soft launch show yesterday, which was so much fun. We sold it out, obvi, and it was just a really good time. A lot of love. It was the first time that like our friend groups met. And your sister was there. My god sisters were there. It was a fun little day. And earlier in the day, we had a baptism.
Yes.
That was it was really fun, but it's just a lot in one day. So we were up and out of the house by like 10 something in the morning, and then we didn't get home till like 2 something in the morning.
It was a baptism, but we went, and it was like a Polish
wedding.
It was like we were at a hall drinking alcohol.
Caroline Manzo's hall. We were at the Brownstone. If our Bravo listeners, we were at the Brownstone in New Jersey. It was in Paterson.
It's in our contract. We don't mention Bravo until we get to the Bravo cap because nobody else knows what I don't even. I think you're. About.
Yeah. Well, you didn't. Caroline Manzo. One thing about my family, we're thick as thieves.
Yeah, I heard you saying that in the car yesterday a couple times, and I didn't get it then.
You're going to get it now. Anyway, they're not thick as thieves because she doesn't even talk to her sister. But anyway, you know. Yeah. But it was fun. It was like a wedding. It was like a Polish Puerto Rican wedding. It was like, and we're going to announce Ace, and he's like, 5 months old, and he has no idea what's going on, but he doesn't have original sin anymore. So good for him.
Shout out to Ace, and shout out to Poland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they get down. They got mad songs that they sing. A lot of
traditions.
A lot of Polish bops. Is what I learned about.
Yeah, I had a great time. Food was good. We had a waitress that was about to get popped.
Oh yeah,
in her fucking face.
We had an OD rude waitress that was like,
yeah, Caroline Manzo, check your staff.
Obviously, she was stressed out because, the event wasn't even that big.
No,
I guess
she was just a fucking bitch.
What it looked like is they had a lot of events going on at the hall at the same time, so she was probably working all of them. But we had a lot of people at our table, and so if somebody was at the bathroom, they wouldn't get served food.
Yeah.
So the first course that happened, and then the second course comes around. It's pasta, it's delicious. But like when the people weren't at the table, I was like, oh, can you make sure to put pasta here, because these people aren't here, and I don't want you to miss them. She's like, yeah, I got it. She snapped at me, and I was like, okay.
And I didn't hear that. So then when she was bringing the pasta around, she didn't bring it for my cousin. And I was like, oh, hey, can you make sure? Like, I didn't even say it rude. I was like, oh, hey, he's sitting here. And I know. And then I was like, ooh.
And then her and Isabel were like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, they said it out loud, like, verbally. Yeah. And the girl, like, turned around, and she actually laughed. She smiled. She was like, no. And she laughed because she knew you guys felt the disrespect.
Yeah. And and if it wasn't, like, a family event, she would have gotten popped. No, she would have definitely heard from me. But I was like, I can't be that. I've
never seen you activated like that.
I was pissed.
I don't think I've never seen you moved to respond to like you. I've never seen you get disrespected, but I didn't know you as a person to like, yo. Like
I've done that. I did that one time.
Start confrontation, because every time I start confrontation, you get
because you do that in the worst way. I wanted to kill him.
Why?
One time we were riding. Were we riding bikes? No, we were walking.
Yes.
And there was some guy riding a bike, and he got a little aggressive about like getting out of the bike lane. We were walking because by the water, and they closed off where you can walk.
There's no sidewalk
because they're fixing
people are
it
walking in the bike lane because it's the only place to walk.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're walking in the street.
Right.
So we're walking. The guy says, "Excuse me," and JC's like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, but he thinks it's funny. So I know that he thinks it's funny, and he's just being like silly. But nobody else knows that. Yeah. So now it's just everybody staring at us in the street. And I'm like, don't fucking do that again. I was so mad at you.
Yeah, because he kept ringing his bells like, excuse me, get out the way. He's like, where do you want me to walk, asshole?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Hey, fuck you.
Yeah, that's you, dude. He's screaming.
And I'm just yelling like he's well past this. And I'm just screaming until he's out of earshot because I think it's funny, man. It is funny because
it's only funny to you,
yes,
and nobody else, including me. I want to die.
Because for 1 second I am angry, but the way that I defeat that anger is by being ridiculous. Because I don't want to just walk around angry all the time. You know what I'm saying? So if I feel like somebody does something rude and then I yell and they say something back, I'll scream until the crows come calling. And it's funny because if I was on the bike,
what?
Till the crows come calling.
That's a saying?
Man, it is now. You know what I'm saying? Till I will yell to make a point. And one thing about this guy, if I was on a bike and he was walking on the side,
you would do the same thing.
Same exact thing. I yell at people all the time.
I haven't. When we first started riding city bikes, I would be like super quiet, excuse me, and now someone's in the fucking bike lane. I'm like, get the fuck out of the way! And then I'm like, riding mad fast past them. I only scream at people if I'm on an e-bike.
Yeah.
Because then I can scream and then I can also take off. But if I'm on a regular bike, man, there's no way. I'm like moving my legs, but the bike isn't going anywhere.
Dog, riding bikes in New York City has like empowered me. Because one time I was on 5th Ave, I was working at Nike Town, and I saw a guy walking in the middle of the street, and a bike was coming, and like the guy wouldn't get out of the bike's way. Mm-hmm. So the bike rider like slowed down because he had to adjust, and on his way past this guy, he smacked the shit out of him in the middle of 5th.
Wait, the guy on the bike smacked the guy?
The guy on the bike smacked the dog shit out of a pedestrian who's behind me. I saw him come in, I sped up. This guy behind, like head in the clouds, couldn't be moved for this bike rider. So the bike rider, he's like trying to move in and out of the way. The guy doesn't adjust, and then he slows down to go behind and smacks the shit out of this guy walking, and then just keeps riding his bike down 5th Ave. And I was behind him. I was like, damn.
You are one of those people.
I was like, wow. And I was like, yo, I felt that was so, because he couldn't do
anything. You can't do anything.
He's gone.
There's no way I could do that because I'm not a good enough bike rider to let go of the bike with one hand. I would fall right over.
Smack the shit out of him.
That's crazy.
It was so funny.
You are the worst. You are like
I cannot wait.
You're the worst person for something to happen in front of.
Oh yeah.
There was like one time I fell in the street, and I fell in front of the street, and there was a homeless person sitting there, and you know me, I am embarrassed by everything, and I fell out of nowhere. Nothing happened, nothing, whatever, and this homeless person was like, "Damn, you busted your ass!" And I was like, I could have killed myself right there. And you're one of those people.
100%, man, 100%. And I will say that I do that to myself when I fall. If I fall on the sidewalk and nobody sees it, I scream. I was like, oh my, who did that?
No,
where did that come from? Yeah, because I feel embarrassed, and I overcome it by being ridiculous. And if attention's gonna be on me, I have to either use it productively or draw it on my terms. Because I don't like to feel embarrassed about anything. So
I'm embarrassed about everything.
Yeah, that's what makes you weak. I'm stronger than you, you know. But yeah, so that's that.
Yeah.
And anyway,
baptism was fun.
I said the baptism was mad fun, but I've never seen you. Usually it's me. I didn't know that you got like that.
If it wasn't that, I would have went a little more. But I was like, I don't want to be that person. But yeah, if that was like a restaurant we were at, then she would have done that. I would have absolutely been pissed. I would have gotten up like, we need to talk.
Yeah, and I would have gotten up and grabbed you and taken you to the bathroom. Put it in ya.
But it was really fun.
Showing initiative out there.
No, she was rude as fuck.
No, she was OD rude, to be fair.
She was really, really rude.
But the christening or the baptism, whatever it was great. Shit was lit.
It was lit, dancing. Yeah.
Then we had to take a cab from Jersey back to the stand to do our show, which was also lit. Shout out to everybody that came to the Soft Launch Comedy Show. Next one is going to be July 29th at the stand, 5 p.m.
5 p.m. on a Saturday.
Get your tickets now. They're going to be in our bio as soon as we get that link. Get your tickets as early as possible because we sold out and a lot of people couldn't come.
A lot of people, it was like on Friday night we were getting hit up like, hey, I can't buy any more tickets.
We had to open up the link to get more tickets. You know, regular shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, we did that thing, and that was mad fun. And then we spent the rest of the day just drinking with the homies. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Very long day.
It was a really long day, but it was a good day. My social battery was at a 0 yesterday at the end. Like it got so bad that at the end of the day, I couldn't even talk to my friends. And I was like, hey guys, bye. I'm out of here. I couldn't do it.
Are you an Irish exiter when you get down to 0, like your social battery?
No, I don't leave without saying bye to everybody, but I'll say bye to a couple people. Like no, I don't want to say important people, but like, you know, like my closest friends. If there's other people there, I'm like, just tell them I said bye, and I can't do it. I gotta get my battery's on E. I gotta get the fuck out of there.
Does that ever happen to you when you're talking to like one person? You know what I'm saying?
Almost more.
So what do you do? Because I know what I do to get out of conversations that I don't care to be in, or to make the conversation come to an end. What do you do? Because you're you won't, like, I feel like you'll stay in a conversation.
Absolutely. What I do when my social battery is on an E and I'm talking to one person is I let it run on E. I let them go and do their thing. I think one of my favorite things about you is if we're in a conversation with somebody that we don't want to be, I know I can rely on you to be like, yeah, man, it is what it is. Just gets out of it. Because I will stand there and let somebody talk my ear off for over an hour.
No, I can't.
I don't want to, but I also feel like there's no, and I have, the thing is that I will try and I'll be unsuccessful. Like I'll be like, yeah, you know, when you hear someone's voice getting high and they're like, man, all right, well, and they continue to talk. I'm like, all right, well, they're not getting this social cue, and I don't have anything else on my tool bag.
I've picked up fake phone calls before, like to get out of conversation. Yo, hold on, I got it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, man, you got to get out of there by any means necessary. It's not because
I cannot do that.
You will fuck around and really, really depress yourself staying in a conversation
that you don't want to be in.
It's like, yo, and I sometimes I'll pull you out of conversations.
You do, and I thank you.
That I don't even think you're done with because I'm done with watching you in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like,
no, and I thank you for it. There was like this one time we were outside of the pair, and there was like audience members, and like I love when people come up to me after a show and talk to me.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're a little drunk, and then they just don't. They don't stop. And you're there for 25 minutes talking to a stranger.
Yeah, man.
And it's,
it's not always the best, man.
And I don't want to sound ungrateful because it is I love talking to people after a show. It makes me so happy. But sometimes, 25 minutes talking to a stranger and they're drunk and you're not. And it's like, it's hard to even talk to a friend when they're drunk and you're not. Mm. And I was there talking to somebody and you just like tapped me on the back and you were, and I just turned around and was absolutely done with that conversation. Yeah. I was like, thank God.
Yeah, I'll get us up out of there quickly. So anybody who, if you go to a comedy show, you like the comedians, definitely tell them that you like them. Tell them that they were funny. Yeah. Try to limit that interaction to a very short amount of time because it's like we have another show to get to. Or we just came from a show. Like I appreciate that you have a lot that resonated with you, but my tip, this is what I like for people to do. I like them to tell me I'm funny, ask me what my Instagram is, and then message me on Instagram. Yeah. I'll be more likely to get back to you, even if it's not the same day or a couple days, I'll get back to you eventually, and I'll be more likely to have a conversation with you in the DMs just because I can do that on my terms, man. When you holding me hostage after the show, it's like, yo, I'm tired, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And like, I know you have a lot to say, but so do I, and I appreciate the fact that you bought a ticket to this show that I happen to be on, or you didn't know I was going to be there and you like what I said. It's like you got to keep it short and sweet, and then maybe it'll be better. We'll build that rapport.
It's just difficult. Also, especially like we do a lot of midnight shows, and sometimes people want to talk after midnight. It's like, listen, hey, buddy, it's 1:30 in the morning.
Can't.
If the show ran tight,
can't,
and I can't do this with you, man. I gotta go. Here's my Instagram. Hit me up or something. Yes. It's a lot, but
come to soft launch in July. We'll talk to you as long as you want.
It's an early show, so we got nothing but time.
5, and we usually don't have anything till like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So we have a long
time
layover after that. So pull up to
but
that.
Yeah, soft launch was great. Our friends hanging out with our friends was great. But I literally then he had the midnight at the Stand, so I was literally in the green room on the couch with my feet up.
Yeah, man.
Like I had nothing. I was in the and usually I hate an awkward silence. I was in the green room with other comics, and I'm like, man, we're gonna sit here inside. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. Not that no, if nothing. It's just like I don't have it. I got nothing. I don't even want to ask you. I have nothing. And then we got home and I felt like I wasn't really drinking yesterday with everybody. So I wasn't drunk, but I felt drunk because that's how tired I was.
Yeah, we hit the hay.
Literally got home. Early. I don't remember walking Monroe.
We didn't even play the charade of, yo, you trying to fuck? Like, and usually that's a guarantee. Like if we don't do this sex, we'll charade around it.
Yeah, we'll be like, oh, I wish.
Like we do with late night sex, the same thing that couples do, or like people do on a date about the check. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll pay. I got it. I want to have sex. Oh, no, I really want to have sex. And then, like, sometimes we're both tired, and that's okay. But, like, we still make the effort to let each other. We didn't even almost be like, yo, let's fucking fornicate.
Yeah, we literally were. I remember coming back from walking around, and I was like, hey, you feed her. I want to wash my face. And it was like, we split up the duties. And then it was just instant in bed. And then I don't remember the lights. I don't remember turning the lights off.
Immediate bed.
I was exhausted, and it was one of those where I think I slept in the same position.
Yeah.
All night.
You was out like a rock.
It was so. Oh my God. I could still sleep right now.
Yeah, you was out like a rock, and I know you were out for real because I woke up a little bit earlier than you, and I like poked it.
No,
like I poked your butt with the. You know what I'm saying? With the thing. It was morning time. I was like, let's see.
Did you really?
See if she's awake. And then, that's what it sounds like. Didn't move. I was like, maybe I should chill out. And I did.
I could not.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
One thing about him this morning when we were both up, after we laid in bed and scrolled for a little while, he got up and I was like, why is it hard?
I'm telling you, man.
He came in my face. Not came in my face. That's crazy.
That's not crazy.
No, but not. I don't mean. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean he like
at that moment I did,
and then he hit me mad hard, and I was like, "Ow!" He like hurt my jaw with it. I was like, "It's not you striking me."
Hey, you know what I'm saying, son? Sometimes you got to put it out on the table, son. Let them see it. Let them know what they're missing.
I was like, "Don't hit me that hard." Yeah, that's crazy.
You feel me? But that was a fun day yesterday. You had a great day of sleep. Shout out to the Stand for letting us throw a great show.
It was such a good show. It was a lot of fun, a lot of love in that room.
We'll be back next month. Shout out to also all the comedians that we had on it.
Everybody loved everybody.
Adrian Smith, Alexis Bradby, Luis Galilei, Andre Kim, and Jonas Geno.
Yes.
Who also just dropped a special yesterday.
Yeah, which was really good. Everybody. Also, shout out to the MVP of every comic was great on the show, but shout out to Andre Kim because he came and hung out with us after with all our friends. Just a really great night with Andre.
Yeah, shout out.
He was
Andre
really good.
Kim.
You guys should follow Andre. He's awesome.
Yeah, we'll have him on this one day.
So funny.
But that's definitely our one thing about we is that we had a long ass day. It took us a lot to just record this pod today.
We laid on the couch and scrolled for a while on our phones or like talked, and then I was like, hey, we got to do this. We got no other time.
And we still haven't really done the sex charade yet. Like we haven't like acted like we wanted to have.
Yeah, no, we don't have it in us today. It's gonna be later because we have early shows today.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen, guys. You know, you can count on me. I'm gonna get the job done. This thing. You know what I'm saying?
Now you acting like you're the initiator.
If there's a day I'm gonna make sure it happens is on the day of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. You know what I'm saying?
We might fuck around and get pregnant.
We're gonna have a Puerto Rican Day Parade in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot.
That's a parade I can get into.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Come on, dog. Come on. Sex.
That's why we do this.
All right. And then what else?
What else? You have it written in your phone what we're supposed to talk about?
One thing about, just a quick little one thing about me. We got to talk about it too long. I've gotten super into WWE in my big age. Yeah. 30 years old. I missed wrestling as a kid, and I've come back with a vengeance. I don't know what algorithm I got on. I think it was when Bad Bunny did the. It
was before that.
Nah, probably was.
Because he started getting into, like, you were watching old WW like WWF like on TikTok, like he'd be like, oh shit, and it'd be like, you know, Bret Hart and stuff. I'm like, what are you watching?
Bruh, I don't know.
I used to watch it. I used to watch wrestling, so he'll be watching stuff and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. And then you get really into it and I could tell he'll be watching I could this morning he was watching some shit and he's like, wow, no way. And I could tell he wanted to talk to me about it. I'm like, what do you want to say? Tell me the story.
Bro, they fucked up Jey Uso's title shot, bro. He was beating the shit out of Austin Theory, and then fucking shenanigans happened, and Jimmy tried to help, but Jimmy ended up super kicking him in the face by accident, just like he did with Roman.
Yeah, I hate when that. I hate when you annoying. Super kick somebody by accident. It's the worst.
Shout out the bloodline. I can't express how interesting this all is.
Wrestling's really great. If you wanted to watch it, I'd be down. I saw SmackDown's in the Madison Square Garden in July. If you want to go, I'll go.
And she was like, yo, you want to go? I'm like, I can't. I'm not ready. I don't know enough yet. I want to keep doing homework.
I've never been to a wrestling. I would
feel out of place because they're all so into it and they get it. I'd definitely be hyped.
No, but I think it's still like they just being there. I think is fun. You know what I'm saying?
I would want to go to, if I had to go to any wrestling event, I would want to go to like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, something like that.
That's where somebody else comes in like every 2 or 3 minutes and they play.
The Royal Rumble is crazy.
And they play the music. Like I watch top 10 Royal surprise Royal Rumble entrances all the time. It's so cool.
Yeah. We should go one day. Yeah, we will go to, maybe not SmackDown's too soon.
I wish, you know what I want to do? I want to have a comedy show like that one day when we're super popular and like not tell anybody who's going to be on the lineup and just like have them come out to like entrance music and you don't know who it is until we bring them on stage and we don't know when they're coming. They just come on out.
They come on and then they beat the shit out of each other.
And then we just fucking fight and I fucking super kick Sam just for no reason, just because I have demons that I want to get up. Like, you didn't give me puss. Pow. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like this narrative that we're spewing that I don't give you puss.
No, big time. Sometimes, sometimes I don't got it. You know, sometimes I don't got it.
Also, let's be very clear. We fucked on Friday before our shows.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what you're talking about. This motherfucker, it's been less than 24 hours. You know, or maybe 36.
You've been giving it up a lot. You've been spoiling me. Is
that new?
No, but I haven't been treated this nicely in my life before. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting treated nicely for the first time and it feels good. So you gotta pay that puss tax. You feel me? But that's one thing about the one thing about me is WWE's lit. So if you know about WWE, fucking slide in my DMs. I'll talk to you about that. Come to a show and we can talk about that. We can talk about the bloodline. That's what we can do for sure.
I don't have a one thing about just me this week because I'm just too tired.
One thing about you low key went viral on TikTok again, didn't you?
Not on TikTok. On Instagram a little, not viral, but it did well.
Yeah, man. It was smoking in New York City.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. That was our ISO boom.
Yeah, ISO boom.
Things that happened this week. We were infiltrated by Canada.
We got lung raped by our neighbors to the north.
We got that smoke.
We got the smoke, and we could not handle it.
Yeah, we couldn't at all.
New York City was orange, bro.
It was crazy. And then my favorite thing, I guess this could be my one thing about me too, is that it was crazy. Like, do not stay outside if you don't have to. And I was like, this is nuts. And I'm like, why is my boss having me at work? This is crazy. And I was like, I'm gonna take my lunch. And I ate outside for a fucking hour. Because one thing about me, I'm like, I'd rather get black lung than work more than I get paid to work.
Yo.
So I sat out. So it reminded me of, like, you know, that meme of the dog, the cartoon dog, and it's fire around him. He's like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
That was me eating lunch. I mean, I sat out there, ate my halal food.
Took mad deep breaths.
Ate outside. There was 3 other people out there. I was like, the 3 of us hate our jobs.
Yeah.
Which I don't even hate my job. I'm just like, I'm not trying to.
You just want a break, man.
Yeah.
You want a break. You want a real break.
I want a real break. I don't want to sit in the office and, like, there's no way. So I sat outside, and as soon as I got back to the office, I felt it.
Yeah.
My chest was tight. I was like, that was probably a mistake.
Yeah. It was a mistake, but you got, refreshed from your job. And when your life ends, I don't
know why.
2 years before it's supposed to, you'd be like, it was worth it for that break.
It was absolutely worth it for that break. And then I was super stressed out. I was like, this is crazy. And I came home and smoked a blunt.
Yep. Get the smoke out of here.
Get the smoke out of here. Light me up.
Yeah, facts, man. Honestly, a lot of people were freaking out. I want to say big shout out to Canada getting me out of 2 days of school.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, big up.
Yeah.
Because they had to shut school down on Thursday and Friday, and I needed that.
Yeah, it was nice.
Needed that. Next time shit gets dire, if I have to go back to school, you might catch me I might take a long weekend in Canada, set some shit on fire, and be like, yo, in 2 weeks this is really gonna pay off.
You're gonna see me and JC in the woods just putting shit on fire.
Hell yeah, just fucking starting a big one. Cause that shit was
that
lit.
was great. That was really great.
Shit was lit, smelled like barbecue, right?
That's what my video was about, because it really did make me hungry.
Yep.
I actually didn't even I texted it to you first. I'm like, this just make me hungry. And then I was like, actually, I think that's kind of funny. I'm going to say that on thing. So that's I did.
And then we did.
But I really did. I left and I was like, wow, it felt like summer, Yeah. It felt like a July 4th weekend when someone's throwing a barbecue. And I was like, oh my God, because my friend Adriana, her husband, makes like really good shrimp on the grill. And that's what it was reminding me of. I was like, God, there's nothing better than on the grill.
Are you a big griller? Do you grill? Do you know how to
what are we talking about? I live in the city.
I know. I mean, I don't.
No, I have no idea how to grill.
I was about to say, I don't like. Are you about to tell me that it means you can grill?
No, there's no grills. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not rocket science. I'm sure I could do it.
I've never grilled before.
Well, we're going to. One thing about us is that we are going to Aruba in November, and we're going to be in a very remote location.
Yes.
And it's literally, there's nothing else around us but me and him, and it's going to be fun. But there's a grill, so we'll figure it out. And apparently, it's like the top line of grills.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it's a
like
Weber.
A George Foreman?
No, I had a George Foreman grill though, and I used to grill some shit up.
You know the vibes, man.
I mean, it was like a recent thing. Not a recent. It was like 6 years ago, but I like grilled a couple things, and I was like, this is stupid. I just put it in the oven.
Yeah. That's like, I do want to learn how to grill. I feel like that.
That's like a manly thing. When we get a house.
I don't know anything about being a man for real, but I do want to learn how to grill.
Yeah.
I think that's dope. I want to put the thing on. I saw one of my, I think it was Max posted a meme. He's like, me asking everybody how they want their burger before I cook every single burger.
The exact same way. Yeah, I know.
I want to be that guy.
That's
so
funny.
You want it well done? I got you.
That's the only way I know how to make it.
Medium. Everything medium.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love stuff on the grill. It's such a good flavor. Like for me, I love things so much that sometimes I get liquid smoke. Have you ever had liquid? What's like a thing you can like add to recipes and stuff, and it gives it like a smoky kind of flavor. Uh-huh. So I've done that. I used to like put that in like my seasoning for like salmon, and then make it in the air fryer, and it gives like a barbecue flavor. It's really good. Somebody also, shout out to whoever wrote that in my comments, but I pinned it. It was so funny. They're like, yes, sis, the air is giving hickory. And I was like, I love that. That's so funny.
Hickory smoked lungs.
It really was. It was delicious. I was like in the street, I was trying to get that taste in my mouth.
Facts.
It was really good.
That's what's up. Shout out to Canada for giving us a nice
really good.
couple days. I mean, the air quality was bad, but who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
We was out there with the masks again.
We did. Me and JC were really good about that. We wore our masks in the street. It was nice.
Felt really.
I was happy he was off. He met me for work. Yeah. He took me to lunch. It was nice. It was really nice, and we shopped. It was good.
We did. It was a good little week together. Last 2 days of school. Next 2 days, we about to be lit, man. Shit is about to be lit in the city for me.
I'm hyped for you to be off. It makes me feel better about work.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be taking care of stuff at the house. Dishes will be washed. Baby will be walked. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is come home, kick your feet up, and pay that puss tax.
One thing about me, the way you're speaking right now, I'm about to pay that puss tax right now on this camera.
Turbo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That was the ISO boom. Anything else really happened this week?
I don't know. You brought some shit in your phone.
Oh yeah, let me see what else we was going to talk about.
We got some shit to talk about, but my brain is a machine.
Nah, well, that was pretty much it. I do want to do in the spirit of the day, since it is the Puerto Rican Day Parade and we're both Puerto Rican. I want to ask you a question. What is the most Puerto Rican thing about you think?
This ass.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good start. It is. Yo, man, I'll tell y'all the first time that I was blessed enough to see the cheeks. What a pleasant surprise. Because like I knew you had a good figure, but I know you was low key caked up. And for me, I was like, what?
Because I did wear a longer shirt on our first day, so you couldn't. I do hide it.
I was hype. I was like, come on, man.
You said it out loud.
I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
I was hype.
That's he said let's go twice.
Yeah.
When he walked in here and I was in my undies.
Yeah, I was like, let's go.
And then you were like, let's go. And then you came over, and then I think it was when I like turned around to get it from the bag.
Hey,
you were like, oh, yeah. Let's go.
Verbally, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be excited. And that's good. That was dope. You think your ass is the most Puerto Rican?
No, and
quality?
then the fact that I'm late to everything.
Yeah,
not to comedy shows. I'm actually never late to a show.
Well, you can't be in this business, man.
But I think like literally I cannot be on time to anything. It's something. It's the Puerto Rican in me. Yeah, that like I can wake up on time, everything, and then I'll just still be late.
Do you think it's just because you take a long time to get ready, or for me when I'm late, because I get down with lateness. But for me, it's just, I have so much anxiety about being the first person
one there.
To anything.
Absolutely, it's that.
I can't do it.
But it's also,
I don't want to wait online. I want everybody to be there. By the time I get there.
I don't want to, because also because I have a lot of like Latin friends or family and stuff. It's like you get there on time, then I gotta help set up because they're not ready on time. Facts. Absolutely not. I want to do any work.
Facts.
But no, it's really it's just procrastination because it's like I will wake up early and scroll until I'm late.
Yeah, I'll have a thought. I'll be like, I should start getting ready now, but I don't want to be ready too early.
Yeah, there's something worse.
Like, I don't want to just have all my clothes on and just not go yet, and then I wait way too long and I end up rushing, which is so stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb. That's super Puerto Rican about me. I would say that. Yeah, I would say that and the fact that I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, that's a New Eureka thing.
That is a New Eureka thing.
Everybody in Puerto Rico speaks Spanish.
Well, of course.
That's like their whole language. That's the whole language.
That's the whole thing.
I know, man.
But also one thing about JC is that you will go around saying you don't speak Spanish. We go to a Spanish-speaking country and you're just like just speaking Spanish, man. And it's good. And they all answer you in Spanish. You understand? And it's like when I say I don't speak Spanish, I absolutely mean that. I don't even make eye contact with people when we were in DR or in Mexico. I won't make eye contact because I don't want you to even because I give. It looks. Yeah. People assume that I speak Spanish just given my look, and I'm like, I won't even make eye contact with people because I'm like, I don't do it. Like, cause I can't get by. I cannot get by at all.
I can barely get by. I like to open a conversation in Spanish, but I just want the people to be patient with me. That I'm, like, I want you to see that I have it, but you have to really speak slowly.
Babe,
and you have to make it really yes or no questions because, like, I can have the first two back and forth we're good for, but once you start asking me follow-up questions, like you're using a lot of words that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they are, because the same way, like if someone doesn't speak English, we're not like speaking crazy words. If they know, they know it's not your first language, but they appreciate that you're trying.
I hope so, because
I'm sure they do. The same way that I appreciate when somebody's speaking English and I know it's not their first language. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna speak to you slowly and loud for some reason because I think you might be deaf.
Do you feel bad about not speaking Spanish?
I feel awful about it.
I feel bad too, man.
When I feel the worst is like when I'm in the train and I make eye contact with like an older Spanish person who's like so glad to see me. They're like, oh, she's got the hoops. Of course.
Niña.
And then, hola. And then I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I'm Italian.
Yeah. You know what I do like though? I do like how it's like, at least in New York, once like you make contact with another Latino person and they start speaking in Spanish, and people are like, I'm sorry, I'm Puerto Rican. They start laughing, like they get it right away. I do love that.
I don't even.
I'll be like, I'll be like, I'm Puerto Rican. You know, and they laugh.
They laugh. They get it. Okay. Yeah. No, I just play the white card.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I play absolutely. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I know I look at him.
Stupid.
I'm Italian.
Fucking Italian.
Yeah, I love when I tell people I'm Puerto Rican and Italian. They're like, do you speak Italian? I'm like, I barely speak English. That's crazy.
Italians speak New York Italians. Who speaks less of their country's native language?
Italians
in New York or Puerto Ricans in New York?
I don't think I know any Italian person that speaks Spanish.
Because I know a lot of New York Puerto Ricans that speak Spanglish.
No, I know a lot of Puerto Rican New Yorkers that speak Spanish.
Oh, of course,
for real,
yes.
for real. I don't know anyone.
New York
I know one girl that speaks Italian because like her family's like from Italy.
Yeah.
But that's it. Nobody else I know. Nothing.
Yeah, New York Italians.
They'll just mozzarella.
Yeah, mozzarella.
Yeah, but everything else.
Sopra. El gabagool.
Yeah, that's Italian. That's as much as they speak, and I love. That's my favorite thing. Is like I've been around a lot of Italian people, and whenever like someone who's not Italian, but can I have a mozzarella stick? So like, it's mozzarella. I'm like, all right, say chair in Italian. Shut the fuck up. I hate that.
That's funny.
It's mozzarella. It's prosciutto. It's actually not. That's actually not how you say it.
I don't know. I don't know how the Italian, because the Italian language is beautiful.
It is.
Right? Like when you listen to New York Puerto Ricans try to speak Spanish, or even any, like you can hear the Spanish.
Yeah,
and it's not similar, but it's like you can see how we got from here to here. I don't understand how like New York Italians, how the way that they speak comes from the beautiful language. Italian. I don't get it at all. I don't hear it.
My brother's best friend is from Italy.
Marco.
And he has a beautiful accent. And when he speaks Italian, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, like the accent doesn't even.
And then they come here and they're like, hey, gabagool.
I don't know.
My balls.
How did that happen?
I don't know. And you know what really I don't understand is how my dad is Puerto Rican and has become an Italian man.
Yo, I
or
don't
like
know.
a lot of Puerto Ricans that like grew up in New York.
Latinos too. My dad has a little bit of that.
Yeah, my dad will say something, and I'm like, "Where are you? You grew up in Spanish Harlem?" And my dad will be like, "Hey, my balls." I'm like, "What are you saying?"
This guy's breaking my fucking balls.
Yeah, this guy wants to be a fucking ball breaker. I'm like, what? All right, Francisco Santos. What the fuck is that accent?
I don't know why. Because my dad has a little bit of that with his friends.
I think it's New York.
I think because like the forget about it. That was a real part of New York.
That's a real thing.
It's still a real thing, but I think when our parents were growing up, that was more like New York culture now has become dead ass, fuck out of here, like all that stuff, which
almost
is cool.
Too much, been overdone.
Well, yeah, to a lot of people because they're trying to overdo it, but like that's really how it is in New York, and I like that. Like that's New York culture, but it was not always this way. New York culture, I believe, was probably more like forget about it. What are you talking about? You talking to me like like taxi, stuff like that. So I think that's how our parents talk because that was the time, like where we're going to be like, dead ass fuck out of here, man. Suck my dick.
Yeah.
Like no, get off my body. Word of my dad. Like you not fucking with me. Like all of that stuff. That's New York now, but.
But New York before was forget about it.
But I still don't get how
I don't know how I don't know where that comes from, and I don't get it at all. It's such a beautiful language, and then they come here and it's also the language that you hear a lot of like Italian speaking, like my brother's friend Marco and stuff. That's Italy.
Yeah.
A lot of New York Italians are Sicilian, and that's a different dialect. It's a completely different dialect. Like my mom will ask Marco questions,
and Marco's not Sicilian.
And he would be offended if you called him that.
I know that's a big thing.
It's a very big thing. Sicilians are like have quote unquote ruined Italian culture because they are the ones.
That's the mafia.
That's the mafia.
And you're Sicilian.
Yes. Okay. That my mom is full Sicilian. So it is not the same. And like, so my mom will be like, hey, because my grandparents used to speak Italian, but not really because they spoke Sicilian.
Yeah.
So my mom knows some words, and she'll ask Marco like, oh, is this the right way to say? He's like, I don't even know what that word means. It's not this. It's a totally different. It's a totally different dialect.
So are New York Italians? Are they more often Sicilian than not?
Almost 100% will be
really
Sicilian. Yeah,
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So
why is that?
Well, then the mob. They came here and they created,
So did the mob start in
Italy,
in Sicily?
Yeah, in Sicily.
And then they ever spread up to Italy?
I'm sure there's like Northern Italians that are, but it's mostly Sicilians. And like Marco says, like all the movies are big here, like The Godfather. It's like people in Italy hate those movies. It paints them in a really bad light. And then Marco's also like, it's funny to him because he's like, people here love it, but it's like you're glorifying gangs and murder. Yeah. And it is also really funny to me that we're like, hey, it's the mob and things were done the right way. It's a gang. And like, it's only because they're white.
And you guys hate gangs. The mob hates gangs.
They hate it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that is interesting.
They think they're different because they wear a fucking suit.
Yeah.
Or now track pants.
Yeah, we got a dress code.
Yeah, and now it's like they wear the same thing that regular gangs wear. They're wearing like Adidas tracksuits. The only difference is Italians, they wear the ones that are loose on the bottom. They don't have any. They don't have the
tapered ones. Them shits. They just look like bozos.
They just look ridiculous.
That's pretty funny. I guess Italian, like, well, mob Sicilian culture and the American culture is just a terrible mix.
It's not great.
Not a great mix.
It's not a great mix.
But from what I see, Sicily's beautiful though.
I'm dying to go to Sicily. We should go. Well, I've been asking.
Motherfucker, I'm taking you to Aruba. get the fuck back in line. And this is before you even paid the puss tax this weekend. And I bought that. You know what I'm saying? So fucking calm your ass down. But yeah. Okay, so that's
now you acting like I gotta pay for like I'm a fucking prostitute.
No, but you gotta pay the puss tax or else you will get audited. And you don't want to meet the auditor. I'm a nice guy. He's not as nice. This is wild. It sounds like I'm getting don't
like if I don't get my pussy, I'm gonna cheat on you or some shit.
No, I was gonna hit you, but I feel like that would be better. We're not gonna do either one, but you know, you definitely won't cheat.
I think. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say which one I would prefer, but I don't.
That's a bad question.
Yeah, either both of them will get you fucked up.
I was about to say half of this podcast is us having conversations to ultimate questions that are horrible. It's like, would you rather get beaten or cheated on? I'm like, those shouldn't be neither.
It's very funny.
I don't want to get either.
It's very funny. Today you were very surprised because I told you that I tweeted a lyric. What?
No, I was being sarcastic because you said that I tweeted it. Can you believe it? I was like, I can't believe you tweeted that.
Because it's ridiculous. It's something I never do.
You're a human being. We all tweet subtweets to people. And if you wanted to subtweet an ex, it's
2014 or 2015.
What was the lyric?
What a wicked way to treat the girl that loves you.
And that's like the most basic thing that you've ever done. You know what I'm saying?
I remember hearing that lyric and being like, wow, that's such a simple line. But yeah, I remember as soon as I heard it, because it was like the Lemonade, like she let it out, and I was like, oh. I went right on it and tweeted it.
I mean, you should be embarrassed because you were older when you did that. You know what I'm saying? You were what?
I was like 28.
Yeah, that's too old to be subtweeting, but it's okay. I remember.
All right, you weren't tweeting lyrics?
Oh, big time. And I was too old to do it.
Yeah, you were. Get out of here.
Every time I say something, you act like I'm speaking like, how could you do it? Like, I'm speaking from experience. Like, I know. I've done it as well. Remember, man, like back in the day, well, this is when it was appropriate, but I was in 7th grade. I posted I went to AZ Lyrics and copied and pasted the lyrics to Mario's
I was talking about recent. I was talking about when you were going through your little breakup.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
You was posting some.
What I post, that was that bad.
You didn't post sad songs?
I did.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was out here fucking down for what? Down for what? Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? We bounced back. Big time, you feel me? We up now.
So funny.
We getting that puss tax paid. You feel me?
I remember when JC was like, we had a conversation like pretty early on. And he was like, "Listen, you know, I'm heartbroken and I don't want anything." Yeah. Then I was like, "This motherfucker has no idea who he's sitting with.
I'm playing himself.
This motherfucker's stupid." I'm like, "Oh, you heartbroken over that?"
Fuck out of here. Yo, get the gabagool, son. What are you talking about?
Hit the mozzarella. This guy's
fucking cheesy.
This guy's got no balls.
Breaking my fucking balls. Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah. That's good. So that's the most Puerto Rican thing about. I'd say.
What's yours?
The most Puerto Rican thing about me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be a fan, but I think the fact.
I'd say the most Dominican thing about you is your uncircumcised dick.
That's a Dominican thing.
Dominicans never have their shit cut.
I want to stop.
I don't know. I've never seen one. I've heard.
You slut. You whore. And me and my homies that are Dominican, we do bond over having.
Yeah, it's a thing. How did you not know that?
Hey, man, you know, I want to change the discourse around uncircumcised penis. We're not uncircumcised. We are hooded warriors, my fellow kings. All right, so don't let no girl make you feel weird. Don't let her tell you that, this is European. Don't let her make you feel bad. It's beautiful.
It's European.
It's you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I want to say, I hear girls going, I know it's gross.
Do you have a preference? I mean,
I prefer uncircumcised.
Well, you have to now, but
no, I have seen and experienced more uncircumcised penises than circumcised. I've only seen like two circumcised.
I can't believe you've seen 2 dicks at all. You're such a whore.
But I'm also just kind of like, the same way girls want guys to accept us for our naturalness. It's like, that's how you're born, and it's you know, I mean, if you circumcise your kid, it's fine. I don't care. But it's also just, you know, it's kind of sad.
Yo, shout out to my nephew, man. You know, free.
Oh, I didn't even think
free
of that.
KJ, good kid, great parents.
Free KJ. They
circumcised. Hold it down. Nah, man, they circumcised my young boy KJ. You know what I'm saying?
It's fine.
And my, you know, to be fair to my sister and Kevin, her lover, you know, he's like, you know, I'm circumcised. I want my son to have.
Well, they say you
penis.
should. Whatever you are, your kid should be, because if he sees yours and his is different, it's confusing for them.
I feel you, but that was a real opportunity that they had to foster some nephew uncle love. And I could have walked him through.
One thing about uncles, they should never show their nieces and nephews their dicks.
One thing about being an uncle, only been here for a couple months, and I get it, dude. I want to get all up in my nephew. I just want to know what's going on down there. Want to walk him through everything so he knows he has somebody.
Anyway, what's the most Puerto Rican thing about you?
Most Puerto Rican thing about me is that I have my grandmother on my mother's side, my Puerto Rican grandmother. Yeah. She is a lesbian. And I feel like I didn't learn this until I started getting older, but it's a very natural life progression for an older Puerto Rican woman to finally be the lesbian that she was always born to be. Yeah. And my grandmother is a lesbian. She has a beautiful partner. They both love each other. It's probably the healthiest relationship I've ever seen in my entire life, if I'm honest, because my parents are divorced. My grandparents on my Cuban side, he had a whole second, he was dogging. But my grandmother and her partner, life partner, they are the most healthy relationship that I've ever seen. And the fact that they're both Puerto Rican and both became lesbians with each other later in life, and the fact that as lesbians they are homophobic. I
was gonna say
that is the most Puerto Rican thing about
they're like, get this gay shit out of here.
Gay shit out of here, man. Fuck.
They watch Bad Bunny kiss a guy on TV, like, come on.
that is definitely.
My dad has an aunt in Puerto Rico, and she's a big lesbian.
Bro, it's got to be like a 40% rate, and it's dope. For us, we have my little sister who's doing the thing, holding it down. So it's in every Puerto Rican family line, there's a lot of homosexuality.
Oh yeah,
mine starts right at the top. And there's a theory in my family that one of my great grandfathers
was gay.
He's like a beautiful, like super artistic, like loved to dance, and like my mother let my mother tell it. My mother also thinks everybody's gay. One thing about my mother doesn't believe this whole thing.
She's like, my son, raging homosexual.
It's fine. I wish he'd come out.
I guess that's why. The Puerto Rican Day Parade is during Pride Month.
Yeah, and it should be. And it definitely should be. It matches up very well. So I would say the most Puerto Rican thing about me is definitely my shit comes from the top. Yeah. Cream of the crop. They said my great grandfather was a little bit gay. My grandma's gay. It's in my family hard body, and we fuck with it heavy.
Yeah, my grandparents were straight. So I'm not as Puerto Rican as you.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Can't all be that. You feel that lucky.
And then we got the hair. We definitely got this beautiful curly hair. I feel like that's kind of Puerto Rican.
Yeah. I don't know. My mom has curly hair, so it could go from her.
What's the least
Also, I'm pretty sure my ass is from my mom.
Yeah. Yo.
All right.
Respectfully. You can talk about how much you like my dad on here. Dad, if you're watching this, drop a red flag in my text messages, just because it's kind of funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Drop a red flag.
And in my DMs too, he does it.
Yeah, shout out to my dad, our one of our most avid supporters.
But my mom is double cheeked up.
Yeah, man, respectfully.
365.
Shout out Gang Dolpha. Gang Dolpha got a donk. Jesus, your mom's shit it switches. It moves side to side. It's like, I remember when you posted that video of her wanting to fight the lady in her building. I was like, yo, respectfully.
Derek said the same thing.
Yeah, no, because it's true.
He said, isn't your mom single? I was like, relax.
Bruh, and every time she gives me a kiss on the cheek, I'll be like, yo, what you trying to do right now, man?
I didn't know where I got it from, because my dad, flattest ass, and his brother, flattest ass, but then my titi Josie,
yo, your titis that I met last night, like a little older, look great.
They look great.
They look wonderful.
They do. Yeah.
So we lit for like 50 years over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have ass for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? One thing about our kids is gonna be cheeked up as well.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Because one thing about JC, he's triple cheeked up.
Motherfuckers be sleeping on my shit.
JC has the nicest ass I've ever seen on a man or a woman.
Yeah, my shit, because it indents too. Like,
no, he has it. It's like a shelf.
You're welcome, son. One day, we'll have an ass episode. Go for it.
And he can twerk it.
I can move I can one cheek it.
One time he was in the bed, laid down with his leg up, just started popping his ass for me.
Yeah. Fellas, you think you a real man, son? Pop that ass for your lady. You heard? Like, y'all think y'all providers and stuff like that. Nah, man, provide them cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
That's something I say on stage about you. I'm like, JC is like, because I've dated a lot of guys that's toxic masculinity to like the 10th power, and you're so comfortable with who you are, and I love that. Like you'll twerk your ass on the bed, and it's my favorite thing about you. But then when we try to have sex, and you're like, "Yo, call me daddy," I'm like, "Sis, if you don't relax," I'm like, "Girl, shut the fuck up."
And then I look at her like in the heat of the sexual moment, and I'm like, ah. It's mad androgynous, son. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time in there, man. We don't let gender roles influence too much of this shit.
Yes, man. But that's our pod. For now, we're gonna talk about Bravo in a second.
Yes, but before that,
we know your people are gonna.
So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you don't watch Bravo, feel free to hop off here. But before you do, please go on follow us on social media. This is where we post all of our content. All right, this is Make Me Laugh Sam.
I am Make Me Laugh Sam.
Featured on the Today Show. All right,
so yep, that's
get
me.
in line. Follow Make Me Laugh Sam on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
Right. And then follow me at Peach Fuzz Poppy. We got a bunch of great shows coming up. We got soft launch next month.
July 29th at 5 p.m. at the Stand.
5 p.m. at the Stand.
We have Brownish coming up in 2 weeks.
No, next week. Next Sunday, the 18th. We're both going to be there. Shout out to Eric Rivera. We will be there. Brownish link in bio. What else?
And then I have 23-in-1 on June 27th.
Okay. June 27th, 23-in-1.
At 9 p.m.
That is your 1 year.
That is my 1 year anniversary show. Can't believe it's been a year. Crazy.
I know,
man. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. Derek and Gio, always the best. It's always a fun time.
Go check out 23-in-1. And June 23rd, Samantha and I will be at City Winery.
Yes.
Opening up for Natalie Cuomo and Dan Lamort. Tickets are in our bio now. That's going to be a lot of fun. City Winery, one of the best venues in the city. We're very excited to perform there for the first time. And then if you're ever in the city, ever looking for something to do, late night, after the bars have closed, but you're still looking for a nice little nightcap, come to Midnight Fresh at the Stand every Friday and Saturday at midnight. I will be there. I will be hosting, and I will have some of my favorite comedians with me.
Yes, I'm there a lot of the time, and I love these. So when the bars close, what fucking city do you live in?
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? When the bars close, you're tabbed because your shit is declined or whatever the fuck.
No, just come out. It's always fun.
Come to the Stand.
Last night was a crazy show.
Yeah, we had like 50 people up in there. It was mad fun.
A lot of fun.
A lot of great comics come through.
Come to the Stand is always a fun time anyway. Food is good. Facts. Vibes are always good.
And that's where you could catch us at.
Yes.
All right, so
now we're going to get into this Bravo Cop and bitch.
All right. We've done this for like 2-3 weeks straight, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's been just Vanderpump.
Yeah, well, I watched Jersey.
No, I know, but we barely talk about it.
We barely talk about it. I will just say Melissa ate Teresa up, and if you think otherwise, stop watching this pod.
Yeah, man.
Keep watching, please.
Keep watching the pod, and if you support Teresa, tell us why.
Yeah,
dude.
no, if you support Teresa, I want you to go on the internet, type in betterhelp.com and go to therapy because you're fucking crazy if you think that she's a normal person. But anyway, who cares? Because we got bigger things to talk about.
It's all about Vanderpump. Vanderpump rules because Vanderpump does rule. We were talking about it yesterday. This is the peak of reality television.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of worried because I think there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go, but we're in it now. So let's at least enjoy it for this episode.
Yes.
Because we got part 3 of the finale.
We got part 3, and I think it was the most explosive of all of them.
It was the most explosive. We got to see the big reveal.
The big reveal. People are talking about it like they didn't love the big reveal, and I did. Yeah. I mean, of course people hype it up.
That's what it was. People hyped it up because they were saying, "Oh, is she pregnant?"
Yeah, that was stupid. I knew she wasn't pregnant because they showed her vaping outside of the reunion.
So people just got their hopes held too high. What the big reveal ended up being on the finale of the reunion was that Rachel, she confirms at her confessional, the end of her confessional with nobody around. This is 6 days after the reunion was filmed.
Yeah,
she confirms that
the timeline,
the official timeline of the affair, and the fact that her and Sandoval have been lying about it.
And she was like, I feel like we keep lying about it. I just want to come out and tell the truth. And she says like when they were in Mexico, they fucked for the second time in Mexico, and they fucked multiple times, which is disgusting.
They fucked multiple times in Mexico.
Crazy. And then she also made out with Tom Schwartz in Mexico. So it's also like people are giving her a pass, like, oh, I'm glad that she is honest, and that's great. But a little too late. Too little too late. I don't give a fuck that you were honest about it after you got caught. That always fucks me up. People are like, well, at least you're being honest. Yeah, what would have been nice is if you never did it. Or if you were feeling that you were not in love with your partner anymore, or that you don't care about your partner, which is obviously what happened to Tom Sandoval. You left. Yes, but I'm talking about Raquel. Oh, it's like you should have okay, you came clean. Thanks for us.
It's great.
But it's also like,
what do you want?
What do you want? A prize? Yeah, fuck out of here. That shit is not okay.
Oh man, and I know you. I'm sure we're about to say the same thing, but the people on the internet telling me that they don't like the way that Ariana was speaking to Raquel, they can die.
They can absolutely
go die.
Yeah, I could
go die. Kill yourself. Are you
go fuck yourself with a cheese grater?
Yo, I cannot like. The thing that people don't realize is that this
reunion was 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks after the news broke.
Yeah, the wound was still open.
You have been, you've had a tough breakup, like a cheating. How long did that take you to really process and place in your life?
About 9 years.
And that's not even a joke. And that's not because you're not doing the right thing.
Not 9 years, but it was close. It was and like a very long time. And that was someone
that you were with for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
This girl Ariana and Tom were together for
a decade.
And she found out that he was cheating on her with one of her best friends 3 weeks before that.
Yeah.
That hurt is not going to go away anytime soon. It's not going to go away. So to expect her to carry herself in a way of dignity and poise and speak with respect to her friend who was sleeping with her boyfriend, how?
Yeah.
How is that an expectation?
I don't understand it all. For these people, I'm like, great thing we've never crossed paths.
Yeah, and they've never been
I would tear you the fuck up.
Yeah,
there's no way.
And you would have been well within your rights.
Yeah, and there's also we also are forgetting that this is the first time Ariana saw Raquel since it all happened. So it's like they didn't get to have the moment that she had with Tom alone and talk about it. It's like, absolutely not. Like, this is the first time I'm talking to you. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that you're nothing, and I'm going to tell you that I wish you nothing. But I thought Ariana handled it really well because
way better than
I wouldn't have even. There was somebody, I don't remember who it was, like, I don't condone violence, but they were like, I would have tore Raquel apart on that stage.
Shit out of her, bro. Because it's not like people have gotten off of violent crimes of passion for less than the excuse that Ariana would have had.
Absolutely.
Because like the rage that would come over any sane person to hear, this is like the biggest betrayal
of all time.
That
can happen to you. Unless
it's so deep. And then if you add the context of what was happening in this season of the show, of how Raquel was all up in Ariana's business.
Yep.
Prodding about the relationship, asking her if she was attractive.
Yep. As Andy Cohen said, diabolical.
It was like otherworldly.
I can't
it
even.
It was like no joke. Like, this is a scenario out of porn that they make a joke out of because it's so ridiculous.
It was so insane.
She was invested in Ariana and Tom's relationship and actively, like, they were throwing it in her face.
They were absolutely throwing it. And what I also love that Ariana said, because then there was a point in there. I will say that I would give her not respect. That's too much of a word. I give her credit for going out there and being like, it was on me.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Where Tom was not like that at all. But there was a little point where I was like, Raquel, watch your fucking mouth. When Raquel was like, I mean, if we're being honest, I never really confided in Ariana. And fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, I confided more in Tom. And then Ariana was like, yeah, that was crossing the line. Like, don't you be my friend, and if you feel like you can't confide in me, go confide in my man. Get some friends.
You gotta get. She needed to be punched in the face. She wasn't, and I'm not telling you guys to go, listeners, go find Raquel and punch in the face. No, but if Ariana was to do that, nobody
well within her right,
bro. Well within her rights, wouldn't lose a single endorsement deal.
No,
you know, it's so crazy the way that they did her, and like watching the last part of the reunion, you see how like layered this level of betrayal was.
Oh my God.
Because it's one thing to get cheated on. That sucks. But to get cheated on by your best friend with your best friend, it's fucking
it's
unreal.
Absolutely the worst thing you could do. And I thought Ariana handled it perfectly fine. People are saying that Lala and James were a little too much. You're also forgetting that James was engaged to Raquel.
James
so this is still,
and
he's not over her.
Not over it at all, because that only happened like 12 months ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like this time is happening very fast.
Very fast. And
so you're watching people who have no toolbox to handle the emotions that they feel, which are big, huge emotions, coupled on top of alcoholism.
Exactly.
Coupled on top of the public eye that. And this is happening very fast.
Yeah,
James is not at all over Raquel.
At all.
One thing about Raquel, not even over James.
Yeah,
you don't believe that. I believe that, because when I watch them interact during the season, like in the finale, it looks like a lot of the way she's going about Tom has to do with her not having dealt with James perfectly or correctly.
Probably, but I'm of the mind that she was a fan of the show, and I feel like she dated James to get on the show. And then after listening to a podcast with Charlie, and she was like that, she's known Raquel for a long time. She stopped talking to her before the news even broke because she was like, this bitch is acting different.
Yeah, she acting weird.
You're trying to be on the show. You're trying to like solidify your spot as like a regular on the show. And
you're hanging out with, you're clout chasing. You're hanging out with people,
and she was like, I didn't like it. So I think that I think she's still with James longer than she probably wanted to, which I can also understand, staying with people longer than you want to. But for her, I think it was about being on the show. So I don't real fuck with her like that.
I don't know, man.
And James isn't over it, and that's fine. But I also am like, people holding these people to a different, like, they're on a reality show for a reason. They're not good people.
Yeah, they're the worst. So
you wanting them to react. That's what I never get. It's like, did you watch Vanderpump before? Did you expect these people to act any type of way differently? Like they were gonna be mature about it.
I also don't want to see them be mature about it.
I don't want to watch people like me on TV that are reasonable. I don't want to watch that at all.
The only thing that was nice and I felt reasonable was watching Ariana be human and not and fucking lace into Raquel because she was
light
fucking
her
angry,
fucking
man.
ass on fire. I don't understand people at all. And it's also like these people too are like watching from a glass house too, because it's also get the fuck out of here. I saw someone being like, the way that Ariana and Tom are talking to each other, you can tell that relationship was over for a while because you don't talk to a partner like that.
Yeah, one thing.
Yeah, they're not together anymore. And he cheated on her. Now all bets are off.
Yo,
you embarrass me. Watch this. I'm a tell the world everything you confide in me.
It's like there's no respect. There shouldn't be respect.
He didn't respect her when he cheated on her.
Why are you making me hold to a level of standard?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Also, let's be clear. This isn't the only time he cheated on her. She's just finding out too that he cheated on her another time, which I'm sure Tom thinks that like, oh, if I only say it was once, then it sounds better. Tom probably cheated on Ariana 400 times throughout the relationship, and he feels like it looks better if he says it was only one time. Just like he keeps doing it on the reunion. It was one time. Bitch, I don't care if it was half a time. And I don't care if you stuck your dick in once and pulled it out immediately and you never came. I don't care if Tom said all I ever did with Raquel was make out. That's cheating. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
And also, to be fair, like, they were letting Tom harp on this one-time thing
way too long.
With that, the fact that they just allowed it at all was crazy.
It was wild.
But that's because Tom, like, he was so adamant about sticking to it.
He's such a fucking idiot.
They couldn't stay on it because they had to move forward.
They had to move on.
So that ended up being a thing that just kept sticking. Even though James was like, why did he keep saying one time? It doesn't.
Yeah, James
we know
caught
it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was so. And I don't know why he thinks it makes it look better.
And when it broke, we knew it was a full-blown affair.
Yeah.
So even if it was one time, it's already understood that it picked up again.
Yes.
So he was just trying to save himself for the really bad moments, like the funeral that Ariana left to go to, which Raquel confirmed they fucked that night.
That was a big deal for him to like keep that under wraps. But it's like, you were already fucking this girl and you thought that you were in a house alone with her and you didn't fuck.
Yeah. Man, so I honestly thought that big news was huge. To get confirmation that they was fucking in Mexico was crazy. That was crazy. Multiple times in Mexico to that they were fucking. Of course, and we knew, but to have it confirmed is a whole nother ballgame.
It was wild, and then to see them like to know about the part like where they're all really drunk in the hot tub and Raquel, Tom, and Ariana are taking selfies together.
Yeah. So Raquel coming clean, like it's great for us because I'm sure it doesn't matter for Ariana at this point, but for us it's like, of course, man, we know Sandoval's a scumbag, and she probably does too, but it doesn't matter. The fact that he was fucking her while Ariana went to her grandmother's
and her grandma
funeral.
died, or the fact that they couldn't have chosen worse times. The first time they ever had sex was when Charlotte died.
Her dog,
which by the way shows that I think Tom is a sociopath as well, because it's like
100%.
Charlotte lived with Tom for 10 years. That was very much his dog. Yeah. So it's like, you can't live with a dog for 10 years and it die and you're fine. I'm going to go fuck this bitch now.
Man,
while your partner, first of all, the whole thing. I know they're filming a show and they're obligated to film at certain points, but the producers do give you a little, you just lost your dog. Ariana's, that's what I was telling him. I'm like, if I was on a TV show, we were on a TV show, and God forbid, Monroe passes away, and then he's like, hey, guys night. Gotta go be with the boys. And you're gonna leave me alone crying? My dog, my soulmate? Are you kidding?
One thing about that, you're supposed to be the one cheating. Because I'm not being supportive.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Ariana should have been looking for
somebody for support, a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, he went out. That was his first mistake. Then it's like, not only do you go out for a boys' night, you now fucked Raquel in a car and then woke me up out of my slumber. Now,
which was probably hard to come by.
Yeah,
she
probably
was so sad about this dog.
Yeah, to open the door because he left his keys in. So it's like, now you cheated on me. Now I have to open up the door while you still have Raquel's pussy on you. Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
Are you kidding me?
They deserve to get their asses.
They
beat,
really
man.
do.
They
I think the worst parts of the reunion obviously was the t-shirt comment. Insanity. Insanity.
I couldn't
and then the fact that's how I know Tom's an idiot, because like, you're saying that to shame Ariana. It's like, hey, you still fucked her.
Yeah.
So what are we going around here?
Crazy.
What are we? How for that to try to shame her?
Yeah, because
I definitely fucked you in a t-shirt.
Yeah, what they were, of course, I fucked you in t-shirts too. You know what I'm saying? The shit that was crazy is that like. All it was, they asked Tom if he had ever slept with anybody since he started sleeping with Raquel. He said no.
No.
And then they brought up a couple girls and he was like, I don't know where y'all getting this information from. And then Ariana's like, I know you fucked. You fucked me while you were together. Yeah, but you kept your shirt on the whole time.
It was so hot.
He's a pig.
Yeah. Oh. And then Raquel's sitting there, and I was really glad that like Lala said that, because it's like, hey Raquel, this is who you're threw it all away for.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the same thing to you when it's not new anymore. Yeah, when you're not stroking his ego anymore and you're being real with him about who the fuck he is. The thing about Tom is he doesn't want to admit who he is. And once somebody like Ariana's like, hey, you know, I'm telling you about yourself, because that's what a partner does. They hold you accountable. He doesn't want that in a partner. But also the second thing I thought was one of the worst parts was the fact that he dressed up as his mistress for Halloween, and Ariana helped him get ready.
They were playing with her.
Yeah, they were like you were saying, they were dunking on her, and she didn't do anything to deserve that.
They were treating Ariana like she did them both dirty.
Yeah, like they were getting she revenge. Fucked Raquel's dad.
They were getting revenge on Ariana.
Yeah, for no reason.
It was a kink. Really, it's depressed. It's really sad.
It's sad.
It's heartbreaking.
It had to be a kink. They had to get off on it.
That's the big conclusion that I came to, is that the fact that they derived sexual pleasure from how deep this betrayal was. It was so wrong.
Yeah, they were living like a porn fantasy.
They got addicted. It had to be. Yeah. Because like I love watching porn like that. Like where I can see the forbidden. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh my god, this is terrible. That
my wife's in the shower. I'm fucking.
Yeah, and it's terrible. But it's like I can see how somebody gets off on that, and they were 100%
getting off on it.
Getting off, like it was a part of their.
The creepiest kink I think they had was that they were fucking in Mexico, and she's like, "I'm gonna go make out with your best friend," and I think it's what you said. It was like, "Daddy, look at me being bad. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?"
Yo, 100%, and like to be fair to them, I'm sure that shit was hot as fuck. I don't know if they like if the sex was great or how good either one of them is at it.
I'm sure
for them it was super hot.
Well, that's the thing. The thing about having an affair is because it's forbidden. It makes the sex. Oh my god! Yeah. Like this is so hot, and then it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's more mental than physical.
Of course.
You know? So in that mental part, it wears off.
I'm not speaking from a place that I know.
You fucking whore. You whore eczema. No. But yeah, they were getting off on it sexually, and they're so embarrassed. And that's why you see Tom trying to cover shit up, because to be exposed like that, where now the whole world knows like your kink is like, you know, because kink shaming is a thing, and now he's got one of the worst ones, and he can't help himself. Yeah, like the fact that they should be embarrassed because like it's confirmed that they could not help themselves. Yeah. That they threw their morals to the side for sexual pleasure, which is, you know, one of the worst things that you can do. Like you can't control yourself to the point of respecting your partner. Yeah. Or in Ariana's case, your best friend. Like y'all couldn't put it under a lid enough to not fuck each other. Like y'all are that weak. And it's embarrassing, and they should be embarrassed.
They should be so embarrassed. I don't know how Raquel goes home and looks at her parents in the face.
They should be embarrassed, and they should be shamed. I'm sure there's people in the world that still love them, but we don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to.
You know what I'm saying? And it's sick.
Not even me. I never loved Tom Sandoval, and Raquel I never got. I'm like, this bitch is the dumbest person alive. Yeah. Also, I know people are saying she had no reaction on the thing. She didn't. But I do think she was heavily medicated.
I don't even know if it was heavily medicated.
I think she was.
I think it was a commitment to... Like, I think it was that, like, Raquel wasn't a good pageant girl, but you saw that she had the ability to, like, okay, this is where I'm at, and this is, I need to present a message, right?
I don't think she's smart enough.
I think
she was heavily medicated. Yeah. You ever go to, like, a really sad funeral of someone who, like, died untimely, and usually, like, you'll see their mom or their partner, whoever, and they're like, there's nothing in their eyes. And that's usually because they're on a lot of like antidepressants or something leading up to it. That's what it reminded me. There was nothing in in her eyes. Like, she's looking at Ariana, who was her best friend, cry, and like, I can't think of two worse people and all these things, and there's nothing. She feels nothing, and then she goes back, and then people are also like, I can't believe they talked to her that way, and then you watch her go backstage and have a little giggle with Tom Sandoval.
I don't know. I don't think it was heavily. I think it was a commitment to a plan that her and Sandoval had to, where they're like, Ariana, you are going to get it worse than everybody. You're going to get it really bad. You need to be prepared to take whatever they give you. And I think under that pretense, especially when you're the one who tells
Ariana?
I mean Raquel. Raquel, you're going to get it awful. And you were the one that said that Sheena said Raquel would go into the mirror and practice conversations that were going to happen. So I think with time to prepare, which Raquel had, not to say she knew everything that was going to happen.
Fucking idiot.
I know, but like she was like, they're going to be really mean. Okay, I can handle that. I can be prepared for that. They're going to be
literally how she would.
They're going to say really mean things, and I think everything that happened, she was generally prepared for and able to deal with it because she was prepared for all of it. And that's why after they get back to the dressing room or the trailer or whatever, you see Raquel and Tom talking, and Tom is like, you did way better than I did, because they both had a plan to get shitted on and take it and apologize and make it seem like
one thing about Tom, he couldn't do it.
He couldn't. That's why the T-shirt comment was so bad.
He couldn't.
He was the mastermind of the plan, but he couldn't stick to it because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Right. And that to me was obvious that him and Raquel had this plan. He was the one who was like, "Yo, this is what's gonna do. This what the Raquel stuck to it to a T.
Yeah.
To a T, stuck to the plan. You're right. I am horrible. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm human. Like you saw, sometimes she tried to defend herself, but never too hard.
Never too hard. Yeah.
Against Ariana.
When Ariana's like, you're ugly. And like Ariana didn't even mean physically. She was like, "You're ugly. You're dead on the inside." And she's like, "I have done really bad things."
and you can see her just taking it because she didn't know the specifics of what was going to be said, but she knew it was going to be bad.
Of course.
So that like when the only time she really defended herself was against Lala. She tried it because that was probably part of the plan.
But also,
like when Lala opens her mouth, let's try to talk to Lala.
Which I get, because it's like, I didn't do anything to you, so I will. If I'm going to defend myself here, it's going to be for you.
It wasn't
who the fuck are you?
Terrible plan. It's just concocted by an idiot, carried out by an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you see why Sandoval fucked up, but you see Raquel was able to be unemotional because she was prepared for all of this.
Yeah.
Obviously sociopathic, like bordering. Because and then you see like when she gets a couple days later, maybe she has the clarity of people close to her team telling her, hey, you need to distance yourself from Tom. This is not good at all. This is really bad.
She hasn't distanced herself from Tom.
Yeah.
That was the thing too, is like, don't tell me that you're so sorry. Also tell me you didn't deserve it. And Ariana's like, but you're still doing it.
Yeah,
and you guys are still in this, and you're saying you love each other.
Like,
so don't apologize to me. That I don't need that. I know you feel like that's something that you have to do. Don't do it, because what you had to do was be faithful to me.
Yep.
And what you had to do was be honest with me and say like, hey, I don't love you anymore. I don't want to be with you. And that would have been hard for Ariana, but she would have at least picked herself up and gotten. People get broken up with all the time, but what just happened to her now is going to be with her forever. Like getting cheated on, I don't think people realize the damage that it does to you. It's so deep, and there's like, I've been cheated on, and that's stuff that I have to work through within our relationship. Like there's things that I'm like, I feel some like insecure about because it's something that happens to you, and it's something that sticks with you. And the level of cheat that happened to Ariana, something she's really gonna have to work through for a very long time. And I don't envy that. I don't at all. I feel bad for her. I'm glad she has people around her that are really uplifting. I think her birthday was yesterday, so shout out to Ariana. Happy birthday. All
right, last two things I want to go, because we've been going for a while, but this is the last time we're going to talk about Vanderpump for a while, conceivably. So we'll give everybody everything. The big reveal, the confirming of the timeline. You see Raquel break down when she's expressing that, and I will admit, upon my first watch, I mean, honestly, watching the whole thing, I've felt bad for Raquel, not because I think she regrets what she did. I feel bad because I think she's genuinely dumb. Like, really,
she was
she's not capable of smart things.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel sad for her because she doesn't have the ability to do better.
She couldn't have fought. She couldn't have fought back if she wanted to. So I think the smartest thing she's ever done. I think the smartest thing she's ever done was just take it and not even try to fight back, because she would have just. Oh my God, she would have looked so bad because she doesn't have the brain to do it.
No, and it's like picking on. I was saying it's like, yo, like watching Ariana pummel her verbally, which Ariana had to do.
She had to do it. Had to be done.
Watching it, I can see why people would be put off, because it's like you're watching somebody like
be defenseless,
murder a dead body.
Yeah.
Like she's already
she was beating a dead horse.
That's how I felt. Like it's like when somebody's in a movie and they come up like at the end of Seven with Brad Pitt. I don't know if you've seen it.
Actually.
Right, so Seven. So he kills Kevin Spacey because Kevin Spacey wilded out, and then he empties the clip. And
after he's already dead.
He's dead. The job is done, but he has to do it because he can't get past it any other way. So he has to do everything in his power to murder. And that's what was happening to Raquel. So I understand how people could have felt bad for her because she's like a little fucking baby.
Yeah.
She's so dumb.
She's a Bambi-eyed bitch.
Yes. And then that coupled with the way that she came clean after in the final confessional, I'm like, damn, you can see that to a degree it was eating her up. And I'm like, well, I feel nice that she got it out. And even Lala, who's like her biggest, anti-Raquel person, was like, I'm glad that she said it. I hope she gets the help that she needs because, you can tell I worry about her mental health. And then I read some tweets and they were like, man, this is the most white woman flip the script, 100%. Get the victim. And I was like, yo, that bitch almost fucking had me. Because
I told you, I didn't feel bad for her at all.
And I did, and I feel like a fucking idiot because 100% that's white women to a T since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Being in on the bad shit, being in on the heist of the white man, being in on fucking being a terrible person and fucking people over, and then the second that he gets to them, flip the script.
I'm
Fuck
sad.
that.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Absolutely.
You clocked that shit early. Thank you for everybody on Twitter who's like, fuck that. Yeah. Because Raquel, truly both of them irredeemable people.
Yeah.
Irredeemable
and you reap
people.
what you sow. It's like you want to be crying on TV. Okay, bitch. What do you, and also like her getting all of this stuff. And I understand that like people, are mistresses a lot and it happens a lot. It's like, okay, but not on a TV show. Like you are an idiot for doing this on a TV show and thinking you are not going to get hit with so many people wishing you horrible things. The internet is a horrible place and you did a horrible thing. So what do you think is going to happen? Listen, and I want to preface by saying I don't want Raquel to hurt herself.
No, absolutely.
You know what
not.
I'm saying? But should she feel really bad about herself?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You gotta lay in the bed. You gotta lay in the bed that you made.
And the things that she says, I'm like, oh, you actually don't realize the magnitude of the things that you've done. When she's like, what did she say? Something about like everyone's judging my character off this one thing. Yeah, it's a huge thing. Yeah, and like it's not just about, first of all, I will be the first to say that having an affair is a horrible thing to do regardless. And I will admit that I have been the other woman. And it ate me apart for years about being that way. So it's awful to do that. It is a whole other level to do it to
your best friend. Yeah.
To your best friend. Yeah. It's a horrible thing to do. I can't even. You looked this girl, you would fuck her man and then go in her house. Yeah, you would go to your best friend's house while she's mourning her grandmother and fuck her man in her bed during the lowest part of her life. Her dog died, her grandmother died. One thing about me, I understand, happened to me. Yeah. My dog died, my grandma died on the same day. So it's like, you are kicking somebody when they are so down and someone who's been nothing but lovely to you when the whole cast was calling you stupid. Ariana was like, everybody shut the fuck up. Why are you being so mean to her? She didn't do anything to you. And you were like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to dunk on this bitch who has been great to me. So it's like, hey, Raquel, you reap what you sow. I'm glad you're in a mental health facility and you're getting the help hopefully that you need. But the fact that you're in a mental health facility and sending postcards to Ariana's house.
Your fault. Yeah, it's your fault.
You haven't learned.
You did it to yourself.
Go to another mental health facility. They're not doing their job. You're not on the right meds.
Yeah, Raquel, every person, regardless of what they've done, deserves the pursuit of happiness for the rest of their life. Salute. Go try to build your life. We don't gotta fucking like you.
I don't gotta like it.
We don't gotta like you, and you gotta know that for the rest of your life, this is gonna follow you around.
This is gonna follow you around forever.
Hope you have, whatever, go on to find meaning and stuff, but we don't fuck with you.
Yeah, I don't fuck with you at all. And I know.
And nobody will, and that's your fault, and you have to forgive yourself and keep moving. We don't have to.
We don't have to forgive you, but you do have to forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how you're gonna do that.
Good luck
because you are the worst.
Yeah. And we've gone on way too long, but I just want to say quickly, Tom Schwartz.
I knew you were gonna do it.
No, Tom Schwartz, piece of fucking garbage, doesn't deserve shit. Shout out to Jesse if you got this far. You're the only one who understands. Tom Schwartz is a piece of shit. I'm glad. I hope Tom too. I don't give a fuck. But Schwartz and Sandy's, I hope it goes out of business. Schwartz is a fucking dickhead. He made his bed too. I understand that was his best friend, but you stood by. You let it happen. You helped it happen. You deserve all the bullshit that comes with it. Fuck you. Fuck people who keep. Oh, he's fine. He's loving.
Also, fuck me.
Yes. You're wrong about Tom Schwartz.
Say it in the mic.
Fuck you. My queen. My baby. My lady. I love you so much, but you're wrong. Fuck you for enabling Schwartz. I stand by that. I love you so much. He's a dickhead. He deserves all his failures in business. Go back underground, rebrand yourself, figure out, and then if you can find success after that, salute. But if you stay attached to Sandoval, you're a fucking dickhead. No, you're a fucking dickhead. Your business deserves to fail. You're a fucking idiot. I hope you feel like shit.
All right, well, I listened to a podcast that Schwartz was on. He's been distancing himself from Sandoval.
Too late.
And he did say that talked to Sandoval before the reunion and was like, listen, man, stop trying to paint Ariana like she did anything to deserve it. And then he went on there and he did opposite.
Of course.
And
he's a fucking dickhead.
but to be honest, I don't
want to hear about
thank God Tom Schwartz did his reaction is best because I'm going to use that little picture of him with his hand down for the rest of my life. Did you see what you did? You retweeted it. I posted the picture of him with his hand on that I'll put here. And I was just like, now that there's no more new Vanderpump episodes.
Don't talk to me about what Schwartz told Sandoval to do. Don't talk to me about it because I don't care because it's too late. But
you can't blame him for the things that
Yes, you can, and you should because he made Ariana a groomsman. Nobody fucking asked him to do that. All right, he was the one that went out of his way to be best friends with Ariana.
Looked so good.
And, sure,
she wore like a tight little tux.
Now you have a friendship with this person, so you don't only have loyalty to Sandoval. You went out of your way. If she was just a girlfriend of, cool.
But I don't envy him.
No, fuck that. You made Ariana a friend.
That's a terrible situation to be in.
I don't give a fuck. You're in it. You have to make a better decision. He's a grown fucking man with 2 businesses and plenty of money. Fuck Tom Schwartz.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you still to this day don't get it.
He's good for TV.
I don't give a fuck. He's a piece of shit. I hope his businesses fail. And if he comes back next season, I'm gonna watch. It's gonna be great. But he's a fucking dog piece of shit. Fuck him. And that's it. And the fact that anything else comes out of your mouth is ridiculous. You're enabling
All right, guys, that's our podcast for this week. That's our podcast for this week.
Thank you so much.
I love you, Tom Schwartz.
You're such a slut.
I'm not like attracted to her or anything.
I fucking
but
hate
I think he was in a shitty situation. I think he couldn't. There was nothing.
Shitty situation, made the wrong decision. Period. Deal with your consequences.
Okay, but
Period.
Okay. I think if you're not in that situation, it's a difficult place to be. It's not. He didn't have to. He didn't.
Nobody's
make that bed.
saying it was an easy situation.
He didn't make that bed. So why does he have to sleep in it?
Because he was on the trips with Tom and Raquel. He was on the trips.
But I told you that he said
He watched Raquel go back to that room and stay with Tom the whole time. Fuck that. Fuck it. You made your bed with Tom Sandoval. Sleep in it. Sleep in it.
Well,
I don't give a fuck what you were saying. No, but you're wrong. That's the problem. You are wrong.
I'm not saying Tom Schwartz is a great guy. I'm saying I don't envy being in that situation.
But who's arguing against that?
No, but I'm saying there's
I
it's
get the complexity.
Hard place to be, and I don't know.
Difficult place to be, and he made the wrong decision.
He said hindsight's 2020. He's like, I should have done.
Of course.
He said what I should have done is given Tom like an ultimatum, like, hey,
but he
you keep saying you're telling Ariana.
For sure.
I don't think you are, and if you don't tell her by a certain point, I'm gonna have to.
If anything, it's worse because I know that Tom Schwartz has a level of intelligence and could have and has the tools to make a better decision, but didn't. He was wrong. He knows it. You're the only person who seems to not. So I just don't get.
If you've gone this far, write in the comments if you first of all, I know I'm the only person. Amanda said the same thing.
And Amanda's the problem as well. And I love Amanda, but she's the problem as well. People like you guys are the fucking problem. He's a piece of shit. And why are we getting
guys? That was soft launch for this week.
Fuck it.
And me and JC are gonna argue now because he just told me to go fuck off. So that's it.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.